Good morning. Thank you all for joining us at the Harborview Elementary School Library in beautiful Juneau, Alaska, and joining us online via the live video stream. I'm Sarah Sledge, Executive Director of the Coalition for Education Equity of Alaska. The Coalition for Education Equity is a statewide organization representing Alaska school districts, organizations, and individuals to champion equality, equitable, and adequate public education for every Alaska child. I'm here this morning with Dr. Lisa Skiles-Parody and Patrick Mayer, representing the Alaska Council of School Administrators, and Norm Wooten, representing the Association of Alaska School Boards. Each of our organizations is dedicated to ensuring opportunities for Alaska's children and providing the public with facts about the great work of Alaska's public schools. And our public schools are doing great work. Every day, each of us hears about the challenges, big and small, that our schools face while working tirelessly to provide a quality education to our children. Every day, we hear about the amazing educators, innovative programs, and remarkable students across our state. Every day, we hear about how important our schools are to their communities, how parents and community members love and support their schools, and how many Alaskans support steady or increased funding of public education. However, we like hard data, and we know that our lawmakers need hard data as they face tough decisions. So to determine the current level of public support for public schools in Alaska, our organizations came together to jointly commission a statewide survey. In partnership, our organizations administered a public opinion poll through Zogby Analytics to better understand Alaska voter perspectives on pre-K and K-12 public education issues. Zogby Analytics is a highly respected international polling and research company using industry standard methodologies, and this survey has a margin of error of plus or minus 4.9 percentage points. In this initial poll, the results showed strong support for K-12 and pre-K public education in Alaska, and revealed that Alaskans rank investment in public schools as their top priority for government spending. We'll go over some of the specifics of the results in just a moment. Armed with this information, our organizations are committed to working collectively to advance the priorities that Alaskans have clearly expressed, to move education forward, to ensure that every student in Alaska receives a quality public education, and to support our legislators in developing a long-term fiscal plan that reflects the true cost of public education in Alaska. I'd now like to introduce Dr. Lisa Skiles-Parody, Executive Director, and Patrick Mayer, President of the Alaska Council of School Administrators, to discuss in more detail some of the survey findings.
Thank you, Sarah, and it is indeed our pleasure to partner with these organizations focused on what's most important for our students in Alaska. The Alaska Council of School Administrators represents the Alaska Superintendents Association, the Alaska Association of Secondary School Principals, the Alaska Association of Elementary School Principals, the Alaska Association of School Business Officials, and the host of other school administrators working hard every day to support every student, whatever it takes. It's my pleasure to introduce our President of the Alaska Council of School Administrators, who's going to speak with you about the data results, Patrick Mayer.
Thank you, Dr. Parody. I'd like to go over a few key points that the survey data show. In general, Alaskans expressed overwhelming support for our public school system. Alaskans are invested in ensuring the success of students and support investment in our public schools. Investment in K-12 public schools ranked highest as top priority for how we spend our public dollars. A majority of Alaskans give the schools in their community a passing grade, with over 50% giving their local schools a grade of B or higher. A majority of Alaskans give Alaska's public schools overall a passing grade. To just go over the survey questions, survey question 1, when it comes to how state government spends your public dollars, which of the following areas do you think should be the highest priority? 44%, K-12 public schools, 27% public health and human services, 15% corrections, public safety, law enforcement, 5% higher education, Response shows Alaskans support public school investment. The second question, do you survey or oppose state-funded public preschool? 73% of those polled support, 16% oppose. Response shows Alaskans support state-funded preschool. Survey question 3. Should public schools provide a well-rounded education to all children, including items such as all-day kindergarten, gifted and talented, music and art, physical education, technology, and advanced placement courses? Or should public schools provide only core curriculum, including math, English, science, and social studies? 79% well-rounded. 13% only core curriculum. The response shows Alaskans believe our public schools should provide a well-rounded education to all students. Survey question 4. Which type of elected official do you most support? 72%, one who supports increased funding for K-12 education. 14%, one who supports decreasing or freezing spending on K-12 public education. 67%, one who supports improvement and innovation in public education, and 20%, one who supports providing public funding or private school alternatives to public schools. This response shows Alaskans support elected officials who will invest in education and work to make it better for all children. To conclude, the survey data clearly shows that Alaskans value public schools and want to see them supported and improved. Now, I'd like to introduce Norm Wooten, Executive Director of the Association of Alaska School Boards, to outline the vision we have for Alaska students.
Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. We've heard from Alaskans about what their priorities are for public education. So, what are the next steps toward making the vision they have a reality for Alaska students? Our three organizations, that is ACSA, CEE, and AASB, are committed to priorities that will move education forward and ensure that every student in Alaska receives a quality public education every day, no matter what it takes. We'll work collaboratively with each other, with state policymakers, and with our community members toward those shared priorities. So exactly what are those priorities? Number one, priority funding, a long-term fiscal plan that ensures sustainable education funding for both current and for future generations. Number two, early childhood education, equitable access to fully funded, high-quality preschool for all Alaska children to improve school readiness and future success. Number three, safety and mental health, safe and secure schools, safety and well-being of students in school and in their communities, and increased access to mental health services. Number four, preparing, attracting, and retaining qualified educators. A comprehensive statewide plan and programs to prepare, attract, and retain quality educators. Number five, expansion of career and technical education opportunities critical to high academic standards and Alaska's economic growth and stability. And six, school facilities and broadband, reliable investment in school construction and major maintenance so that all Alaska children have safe facilities in which to learn. Sufficient, reliable broadband to provide equitable access to high-quality teachers, diversified curriculum, online resources, and global opportunities. In closing, I'd like to quote the State of Alaska's education policy in case you've never had the opportunity to read that. From Alaska Statute 14.03.0115, it is the policy of this state that the purpose of education is to help ensure that all students will succeed in their education and work, shape worthwhile and satisfying lives for themselves, exemplify the best values of society, and be effective in improving the character and quality of the world about them. This survey has provided a pretty clear roadmap for us to get to that goal. Rural and urban Alaskans alike told us that public schools play a central role in each of their communities, and they want to see a state budget that reflects their values so that current and future generations of Alaska students can receive the education they both need and deserve. Well, folks, we've heard you loud and clear, and we'll be carrying your message to legislators and providing them with whatever assistance and information they may need to craft a budget that will provide schools with sufficient sustainable funding and reflects the true cost of providing a quality education to every Alaska student. This is our promise to both you and to your children, those children of Alaska. With that, we thank you for attending today. If you have questions for us or with further clarification, please feel free to contact any of our organizations, any of the 3 organizations, and we will respond immediately to your questions or to your comments or to your concerns. Thank you for attending, and thank you for watching today.
Thank you.